One of the #1 things people are currently doing is becoming or switching to hybrid training. In this video, I want to help anyone who wants to get into hybrid training, help you understand what it actually is and what it takes to do this. The best way to do this is to just show you my day in the life as a hybrid athlete. I also love that anyone who takes up hybrid training just is automatically a hybrid athlete, which is awesome because everyone should think of themselves as an athlete in the way you eat, the way you train, your mindset, everything like that. Everyone should be trying to look to be an athlete, but I think it's just, yeah, there's nothing, you don't call yourself a professional bodybuilder just because you lift weights. The second you do hybrid training, you're a hybrid athlete. That's awesome. So one thing I think that's really important that people just tend not to think about as much when you're doing hybrid training is your nutrition. Like, it needs to be on point for recovery purposes. It's just most people do training twice a day. You're doing lifting in the morning, or you're running in the morning and you're lifting in the afternoon, or vice versa. Or for me personally, like, I'll lift and then I'll just run afterwards. But making sure you're having things like high protein, high carbohydrates, getting in enough fats to support your hormone regulation. I'll show you real quick what I'm having. Haven't cooked it yet, but we got basically blueberries, dark chocolate, that's just water, milk. I always opt for like the fancy shit, grass-fed, lower in fat. One's for the protein. I used to mix it in with my oats, wherever my oats have gone, over here. Used to mix in with the oats, but I just don't like it anymore. And then my coffee. Whoops, that was loud. Low sugar caramel syrup. This stuff's a lifesaver. Creatine, protein, coffee, banana, and the oats. Basically just getting in enough carbs, enough protein. There's a few fats in there, nothing crazy. And then we're gonna go hit the gym. I've got 1/3 of a cup of oats. I'm not a huge breakfast guy, so I'm not huge on getting in some massive amount of food. We do 1 part oats. And then we have, for the coffee, I don't know about you guys, but getting actual decent milk, like grass-fed, and like nothing super skim, because it kind of tastes like shit, is such a game changer. I started off having just like the super cheap, shitty milk, and I was like, why does the milk in this country taste like ass? But it was because I was just, getting the wrong milk. We eyeball the coffee, because why the fuck not? This thing's the best. Oh shit, turn that down. The longest part of this whole process is the oats, and they take like 5 minutes. Before I destroy it, that's the final product. Personally, I think it looks pretty fucking killer. So we can get a little bit of work done on the computer, eat this, and hit the gym. It's a Sunday, so the gym's not actually open until 7, so it's got another hour until the gym actually opens. Get hydrated, smash down some food, and get after it. So it's completely up to you how you want to structure your programming. Some people like to, like I said, you do their cardio and running component before they do their strength work. Well, I personally would rather prioritize my strength component of the workouts, because for me, like, my biggest focus is just getting jacked and being as big as I possibly can naturally. While, your goal might be to run a marathon or increase the speed of your runs. So that's why personally, I'd stick to my training, my lifting first, and then I move into my running after. Run. It's a nice day, but it's freezing. And 10 minutes later, that's the gym, just there. Love to see there's like no cars here at all on Sunday. It's fucking awesome. Alrighty, we're good to go. We have, now that we're at the gym, we actually have a push day number 2 for the program, like an asynchronous split. So it's 4 on, 1 off, 4 on. So every 10 weeks, it sort of like goes back to the way it was originally. We got machine shoulder press, we've got crossbody cable wire raise, a pause assisted dip, low incline dumbbell fly. I'm going to do a low to high cable fly because I prefer it. Katana tricep extension, just a tricep extension by one arm but across the body sort of thing. Then ab wheel rollout, and then we're pretty much done for the workout. And then we'll do some mobility, some stretching, and then a bit of a run as well. So I've got the sneaks on today, so we can run a couple of warm-up sets with this. The goal with the shoulder press machine is like you got to push a bit more weight, but also keep your reps slow and controlled as well. So keeping them sort of consistent pace up and down, breaking 90 degrees at the shoulder before you push back up. Don't have to lock out at the top. There's really no need for that. So it's completely up to you whether you do your weightlifting or your cardio first in your program. Personally, I do my weightlifting first because I prioritize that. I want to get jacked, I want to get huge. The running component sort of just, it's an add-on for me to keep me sort of healthy, moving my body the way it's supposed to. Whatever you prioritize yourself, then that's what I would go for. But personally, I'm going to hit my strength training first always, and then I'll do my running afterwards. We have 3 sets of 10 to 12. Last week we did 110 by 11, 11, 10. So we just 110 again. The goal is to try and hit 12, 12, 12, basically. Once we get 12, 12, 12, then we go up in weight, but currently not doing that. So, man, it's so cold outside now, my nose is running. It's super annoying. One thing I've learned in the last couple of weeks is that if your nutrition isn't spot on as a hybrid athlete, you're gonna burn out super quickly, especially if you're not prioritizing your protein and your carbohydrates. Fats obviously will just come with eating the right diet, but protein and carbs need to be at the right amount, right timing as well. How much protein and carbs should you have? So pre-training, honestly, for nutrition varies on the type of exercise. So for me, when I'm doing like my running or high intensity work, I typically opt for like 2 different carb sources. Aim for around 50 grams of carbs, sort of 50 to 70 grams of carbs seems to be the sweet spot for me without me going too many. So like one would be a faster acting carb, one of a slower acting carb, something like a piece of fruit, and then as you get like your faster acting, and then your slower acting would be like bread or cereal or not cereal, like oats. I count oats as cereal, whatever. Because you want that like sustained energy throughout the entire training session, basically. The same can be said for like gym workouts as well, except I do try to make sure I'm having protein to make sure I'm also ensure that I'm not in a catabolic state prior to working out. I want to make sure I'm able to build muscle and not be in a state of my body trying to fight for its life to build muscle. How do I structure running and lifting into my workouts? Oh wait, didn't change the weight. Hit 12, let's go. Oh, we're 12, 12. That's better than last week. That's all we want. This is better than last week. One more set, and then we got a drop set. Last week we did 85 drop set, so we hit 6. So we'll just see what we can do. Whew. All right, we got a crossbody wire raise. I think we're gonna do them cuffed. I think it just feels better. Get one of these bad boys. Get this one. set this up. You don't have to do this, but I like it. I think it's good. Started using the cuffs a lot more actually for a lot of not a lot of exercises, like 2 exercises. And let's just start. So, coming across the body. Like you're drawing a sword, basically. I don't really remember what I did last week. 17 and a half. And then I had to drop down the last set. So maybe we go, I wasn't really hitting, I was sort of assisting myself. Maybe we go 15 and a half. Whoops. Did not mean to drop that weight, just kind of slipped. Yeah, so yeah, 15 and a half, 3 sets of 10, 12 as well. One thing I want to get good at eventually as well is posing. My posing sucks. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm curious to see like how this all edits as well. Because I'm doing it on auto today. Normally I do manual and I can set like the Kelvin and stuff, but just let's see how it looks. I feel like I got up like a little bit, but not a whole another 1.5. Stick with that, that was fine. Felt good, felt the best it's felt in a while. Look, if we do all 3 sets at 12, then next week we'll go up to 17 and a half again. Maybe up to, yeah, it's the only option really. So going back to how do I structure running and lifting into my workouts, like the come downs for a number of different factors. Many people know, and if you don't, if you're new to the channel and you don't know, I'm obsessed with lifting weights and getting bigger. Like that's my goal, that's my whole thing, is trying to get as big as naturally possible. Currently in the cutting phase, so, and looking pretty shredded so far. Got a few more kilos to go, I think, before I'm like completely diced, which is like my main goal. I want to be as shredded as possible. I've never been that, like I've never really had abs in my entire life, to be completely honest. So for me, it's like prioritizing more of the lifting aspect of my training versus the running aspect of any of my training. I mentioned it just before when I was doing the show, I was doing an asynchronous split. So it's 4 days on, 1 day off, 4 days on, 1 day off, and just keep repeating that. It's like my push day, my pull day number 1, which I start the session with, my week with, a week, will never be on the same day. So like it'll never be on that same Monday for 10 weeks. It's literally just push, pull, push, legs, arms, and then rest and repeat. But then it's like, pull 1 will be more lat focused, and pull 2 will be more mid back focused, and then push 1 will be more chest focused, push 2 will be more shoulder focused, which is today's more shoulder focused. Just double check my rest time. I'm probably supposed to be doing another set now. We'll continue that talk in a second. Assuming I'm recording. I am recording. Gangster. Man, I keep reminding myself to do that slow eccentric on that last rep, otherwise I just fucking drop the weight and it's so bad. So like I was saying, my days don't really align with any particular day, which is a good thing I find, because then I can prioritize and put in my running when I feel like my body can handle the load. My goal is about 3 runs a week. So ideally it'd be like one of the rest days. Working sort of around the leg days is the main thing. So like a rest day, either one of my pull days and one of my push days. That way I'm typically fully recovered and fine for my workouts, which is my goal, obviously my priority. But yeah, it just gives me a lot more flexibility in my training. I currently aim to run 3 times a week, twice at the minimum is like the goal. I want to build like a solid base. I want to build a solid base before I start incorporating more and more running. Like eventually, like 5 to 6 days a week would be sick, but I really don't want to impact on my recovery. And also because I'm cutting at the moment, my recovery is going to be a little bit less. So I think the goal for now is a tempo run, an interval run, a longer distance run, and then possibly either some speed work or a recovery run. So like that'd be 4, that'd be ideal, but my one rule really is not running on a leg day, because that'll just ruin my leg day for one. Like running will probably be shit. And I hate doing shit runs, because growing up from like ages, like I think it was like age 14 to 18, I was one of the fittest people I ever knew. I was insane. Not even to blow my own trumpet, but I was. All right, we got paused, assisted, or weighted dips, depending on whatever level you're at. Just do a quick warm-up set. 3 sets, 8 to 10, slight pause at the bottom. Yeah, that feels fine. After my shoulder injury, these are probably the one thing that came back the slowest. Couldn't do these for a while. Peak calisthenics. I was doing like 2 plates for reps, if not 3 sometimes, like mental shit. So run or lift first. Honestly, this is a personal preference on when you train. As I mentioned earlier, I prioritize my strength work first. So typically for me, I'll hit that thing first thing in the morning between like 5:30 to 6, and then I'll follow cardio after that, whether the cardio is directly after my lifting or whether it's like in the afternoon after I've finished a day of working. So sometimes if I do train in the morning, I'll lift, go to work or do some work if it's a day off, and then I'll run in the afternoon depending on how I'm feeling. If I'm not working, then sometimes I'll even fit the running like around lunchtime, just because sometimes you don't really feel like running straight after hitting a gym session. But I know a lot of people do like, I've especially seen like a lot on social media, people do their running first and then they'll go in and do their lifting afterwards, directly after. I just think unless you're optimizing your post-run and pre-lift nutrition and hydration, you'll not perform optimally in the gym just because you're gonna use so many carbohydrates for your running component. You're gonna deplete a lot of the glycogen stores in your muscles. But whatever, you know, whatever feels good for you, I just think that use a lot of carbs during your workout. So you don't use a lot of carbs during like a lifting workout compared to running. So it just makes sense to lift first, then do cardio after. We've done 2 warm-up sets or feeder sets just to get used to the movement. Yeah, that's the one thing I used to hate about setting up for dips, especially when you start getting a lot more plates. Just getting the fucking weight up. Oh, yep. It was ambitious. Last week I went from 25 pounds, now we're going 45 pounds, or 10 kilos to 20 kilos, right? Something like that, roughly. Oh man, that 8th rep mark, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna make this. Weird. So a few things to be careful of or avoid that I personally would just be wary of is there's a lot of influencers out there now doing hybrid training. Just don't go off and follow one of their programs. Like I would just say don't even go follow my program. I'm definitely new to this, so I'm a bit more of a beginner in terms of the running aspect. But a lot of those people are doing 6 runs, 6 workouts, like they're full on going for it, which is totally fine if they can handle that. But don't go out there and think you can start doing that right away. You need to build up to that workload. So that's something just to be careful of. Like you have to either, 1, do your own research and find a good program to follow that builds you up slowly over time, or 2, get a coach that knows what they're talking about, knows what they're doing. They can monitor your progress and sort of build you up as you need to go. That's just my bit of advice and take on that. So, because the last thing you want is to overtrain, hurt yourself, and end up with an injury. Last set. I've got a body weight drop set on this too. It's not programmed, but we'll do it anyway. Little extra chest volume never hurt anyone. Well, maybe not never, but. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that was the toughest set I was looking for. Get off, stuck on my foot. Sweet. We have a low to high incline cable fly because I'm not doing a dumbbell incline fly because I freaking hate how that feels. Warm up set or feeder set, get a real deep stretch in the pec. Really trying to get that mind muscle connection with the upper pec. Squeeze at the top, real deep, slow stretch at the bottom. Just really trying to feel it on the contraction, on the concentric and the eccentric as well. No rushed reps. So we've got 2 sets of this, aiming for like 15 to 20 reps, so a bit of a higher rep range. And we're doing some integrated partials, so we're doing like a full rep, and then second rep is gonna be like a half or a 3/4 rep. And then we do a full rep and 3/4 reps. So just like focusing on that real hard stretch portion of the exercise. Really good intensity technique. You can get a few more reps in with a heavier load as well. So definitely worth giving that a shot. Feels incredible. Something I just realized is that I forgot my shorts I was gonna run in. So I'm gonna have to go home. I was gonna just run here outside. There's like, I could run along the lake, but I'm gonna have to go right home, change shorts, go for our run, and then, yeah. So that's fine. I might just go for a run later in the day, honestly. So this next one, I don't know how long the battery's gonna last. Pretty low and it's flashing red. Getting up around head-ish height, I guess. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. That's right. Super interesting. I normally do this differently. I normally do the one where you cross and then you come like this, cross body. For this, I just watched the video of Jeff Nippard doing it. This is apparently how you're supposed to be doing it. It's called a katana one, a katana tricep extension. We grab both sides of this, flip. Arms about 45 degrees, then we're gonna come out in the cross. Feels super interesting. I'm a fan of it. I actually think I prefer the other way. We just come like full height. And we come across like this. This definitely feels better. I do get the overhead portion of it, but I'm gonna do 2 sets of this, and I'm gonna add in an extra 1 or 2 sets of an overhead extension as well. Just get like get the other portion of your tricep that gets worked more when you're in a stretch position. So I'll do an overhead extension after I've done 2 sets of my katana tricep extension, just cross body tricep extension, I think it's called. Anyway, so once my camera decides to focus, after this we got an ab wheel rollout and we're pretty much done. Camera battery's flashing like an absolute spastic, so it's about to go flat. So see you guys after. I'll go for the run, get changed and stuff, and then see you guys later. All right, to end off the video, we're finally going for that run. It's about 3:30 now in the afternoon, but yeah, gotta get the run in. Didn't end up going into work today because it's actually freezing cold. You can see that the weather is absolutely trash. So hitting the run now. I'm gonna aim for probably like 5-ish Ks. It's actually now just started to rain, lovely. So I'm gonna listen to a podcast, go for a run, and that's gonna be it for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Peace out.
Get in.